Welcome back for another helping of Oysters, Clams, and Cockles. I am Ross Bolen here with my buddy Barrett Dudley to bring you the best TV shows and movies weekly in an easily digestible podcast packed with laughs. Barrett, how are you today?
I'm okay. I just hang around the studio, mend broken machinery.
What is this voice you are doing?
I lift heavy objects. It's no work for a Panzerbjorn. But they took away my podcast mic.
You're the bear. You're the bear from His Dark Materials.
My soul is in this podcast microphone. And when I podcast, they will listen.
I just, it's hard for me to know from your impression if you're mocking the bear or if you thought the bear was tight.
I am drunk. And not acting as a podcaster should.
Yeah, so we met the bear in His Dark Materials finally.
Yeah.
That was tight. If you're not through episode, what we're gonna discuss.
By the way, if you don't think that $5 is worth it to get video to see me actually doing that impression,
being a
right
bear.
there,
No, you became a bear.
I was a Panzerbjorn. I was Yerrit Dudley versus son. That's my bear name.
What's the other one's name? Lufer.
They all start with I-O, which is pronounced with like a Y. So
Eufer?
Yorin and Yorif and Yorfer.
Eufer is the one she meets at the end.
Yeah,
She goes
like that. Yeah,
he's got like a slightly tighter helmet.
He's got a King's Panzerbjorn helmet, and that's about it.
He's a king.
I'm also, by the way,
You know about these Panzerbjorns?
No, only from subtitles and what they're talking about.
It's a tight name for a bear. I mean, it's like a tank.
Yeah, is
bear
super
tank.
tight. Yeah, but,
basically what they are.
Yeah, I think they just hired one. They hired one guy that did a Transformers voice, and they were like, "Hey, you can just voice both bears. It's fine. It's fine."
Yeah, I'll be real with you. When the bears started talking, I was like, they went gruff, very gruff.
Oh, very gruff.
Yes, this bear. Yeah.
Yes, but you know, we met old Yorin, and I just that was too. That had to be my.
I didn't see it coming.
My intro bit today.
Every day I come in here and I wonder, what's he gonna come with in this intro? Is there gonna be a voice? I never know. And today it was a goddamn bear.
Yeah.
That is something. We have another fun show planned today. We're gonna cover Watchmen Season 1, Episode 7. We're gonna discuss Episode 4 of Disney Plus's The Mandalorian. We are getting back into His Dark Materials up through Episode 4, so we're gonna discuss kind of 3 and 4, really just everything that we've seen so far, 1 through 4. As we just started to get pieces, I feel like, in these last two, so that there's even a story for me to understand. And then we're discussing episodes 5 and 6 of His Dark Materials the third week of this month, just FYI. If you're wondering, when do I need to be caught up with, or if you haven't started His Dark Materials, when should you be caught up? For the next discussion, we're going to discuss up through episode 6, the third week in December, our third episode of the month anyway.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now.
I believe.
Indeed. Yeah. But anyway, excited to get into especially Watchmen today because holy freaking shit. This episode of OCC is brought to you by Leesa. I always argue that your mattress is up there with your television in terms of important purchases that you make for your home. So you have to ask yourself, is your mattress kind of shitty? Do you even remember where it came from? How long have you had it? Do you wake up every morning feeling like you've won the lottery because your mattress is so damn comfortable? I do on my hybrid from Leesa. Leesa knows how important rest is to a better life. Leesa is the foundation of a healthier, happier you. And to Leesa, a bed is more than just a place to sleep. It's a place for relaxation and rest. All Leesa products have been thoughtfully designed to go beyond creating a comfortable bed to transform your bedroom into a sanctuary you actually want to spend time in. I have their most advanced luxury hybrid mattress made with premium foams and springs for enhanced pressure relief with edge-to-edge support. Barrett has it as well. I've been sleeping on this bed for over 3 years. It's phenomenal, thoughtfully designed with the best of both worlds. Leesa believes all people should have access to deep rest rest and relaxation. And as such, they make it easy for their customers to know they've made the right choice through their social impact initiatives tied to each purchase. Leesa donates 1 mattress for every 10 they sell through organizations that work in causes like foster care prevention. To date, they have donated more than 33,000 mattresses through more than 1,000 nonprofits. Leesa mattresses are made in the USA. In-home delivery and setup is available. Financing is also available. Don't miss out. Clam fam, live healthier, live happier by resting deeper. If you've been waiting all year to pull trig on a Leesa mattress, order today. Get 15% off any mattress for a limited time at leesa.com/dragon. Use the promo code DRAGON. That's LEESA.com/dragon. Promo code DRAGON. Mr. Dudley, what do we have coming in the only other place that you can find any OCC in the entire world? Patreon.com/Oysters, Clams, Cockles in the month of December. If you're wondering, Patreon is just a spectacular platform that affords us the ability to provide you more content, more OCC, but ad-free, premium, and exclusively on Patreon there for you. Just another way for us to do our show.
Sure. Well, let me tell you about the most exciting episode. I think that that will really tickle the fancy
It's going to turn heads
of most of our listeners out there.
Get tickled.
See, here's the thing. You thought that Oysters, Clams, and Cockles
That was someone being tickled.
was finished with Game of Thrones.
I never thought that, but some people did.
But we're not. That's why this week we're doing a 2019 finale episode, all things Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's going to be glorious.
It's just going to be 60 minutes of all of the latest news, updates, hot takes,
how we feel,
removed
from the season. How many months now?
Maybe we should even throw like a top 5 something in there. I don't know what.
Oh
but,
man, some kind of list though.
But some type of list. I don't know.
Got to get a hot list.
There is some news that has just recently come out. And I'm not saying a lick of it today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know it.
It's all going to be on this week's Patreon episode.
How many months has it been since the season ended?
Several.
That was this year though.
At least
he's doing
like 3 months, 4 months.
Okay.
5 months.
Feels like an eternity.
It does. It really does.
Feels
like it was like yeah.
I feel like finally enough time has passed to where like my emotions are sort of settled, and I can almost maybe start to consider what it might be like to rewatch that season one day.
Just consider how, for so long there, we were only focused on the one show, and now we have just like crammed in the content.
Oh yeah.
So we are like, just squeezing in full, just seasons upon seasons of Game of Thrones into 1 month time periods, essentially.
Hot content.
Yeah.
I just remembered some of the news, some of the Game of Thrones.
No,
okay, I won't say it. I'm not
going
to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm just saying. I remembered some that I want to discuss.
You are going to have to go give us your $5 hairs if you would like to hear
I already
the Game
have.
of Thrones talk.
I already have. I'm signed up on Patreon.com/Oysters, Clams.
Yeah, I'm actually
Cockles.
a member of the Mollusk Militia.
Wow, that's $10.
Yeah,
big baller.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, love that.
Like
we're also doing Knives Out.
I like to spend cheese. I like to spend cheddar.
Cheddar. We're doing Knives Out for our movie club in December. It's going to be a fun one. People are excited about it.
Taking my knife out.
Families are going to see it together. Friends and families are gathering in the movie
theaters
theaters across the nation.
Everybody's going to the theater.
It's getting good reviews. Daniel Craig is about to have himself a few months span here, Barrett.
Yeah? What else? What else he got?
What are you serious?
What do you got?
The James Bond trailers out and shit.
Oh, is it?
They're plastering pictures of him in this fucking dope
I haven't
outfit
seen
all
the
over
new-
the goddamn
I have not
internet
seen
today.
The new trailer. Wow.
Oh man,
Wow.
he's got his jacket off in this one. In the photo for the movie, it's like usually full tux,
Right,
but no,
right,
jacket's
right.
off for this one, Barrett, and he's got the fucking gun thing on his side there. Yeah. He's looking like he's been working out.
I love a good shoulder holster.
This isn't even shoulder. This is like rib cage. It's
Okay.
real hot.
Okay.
Yeah, next level shit. Like 2025 shit.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna have a hotline call episode. Get your hotline calls in. You
For the
can
Mollusk
start. You
Militia
can start
only.
doing that right now.
Mollusk Militia exclusive hotline call.
If you've ever thought to yourself, man, I would call, but it's just like it's probably like I probably can't even get my voicemail on there
I'm
because
scared.
it's there's just too many of them and they won't hear it. We're gonna hear it.
Needle in a haystack.
Yeah, if you call in, chances are your hotline call.
It'll go in my ear.
It's at the very least it's getting listened to.
You're going to penetrate my ear hole with your voice. There are straps on these pants that I cannot explain. Sorry, if you were wondering what I was doing on the video, I was attempting to figure out what was underneath my ass.
Well, it's like Jay-Z said, black strap, you know what that's for.
You do know what that's for, Barrett. Patreon.com/Oysters, Clams, Cockles.
Oh, but that doesn't even round it out.
Oh God, please round it out.
Do you want to know?
I do.
Do you want me to round it out?
I've always wanted to be well-rounded, yes, as a person.
Final Patreon episode of the year. That is where you can hear us talk our top 5 movies and our top 5 films that we watched and saw.
Dead or alive.
This year.
Oh, this year.
2019.
Tight. Looking forward to that because I've seen about... I think I've watched more movies in this calendar year.
TV shows.
Seriously, I've watched more movies in this calendar year than I think I've watched in any other year of my life.
Wow.
As a result of the 4 streaming services I have, all the on-demand shit, going to the theater for movie club every month.
I just want to tease that episode of the Patreon real quick. Can I do that?
Yeah,
Can I do that? I'm going to give you my number 3 movie. I already have it penciled in.
Okay.
It's the 2006 sleeper hit starring Penelope Cruz and Salma Hayek, Banditas.
Oh, for the love of God. 2 episodes in a row, you've managed to you're sneaking in the Banditas plugs here.
Yeah.
So remind me, that was one of the DVDs you bought that you never opened, right?
Yeah.
Incredible. You ready to talk about Watchmen?
Let's talk Watchmen.
Watchmen, Season 1, Episode 7. This is an episode that caused the hype meter to raise yet another level this week. I mean, seriously, it has been every week they have built. And this week, people have started to throw the word great around in my DMs and started to want to compare it to things. And I'm starting to get too excited and start to agree with those people, and I have to pump the brakes on myself because we got to bring this puppy home before we can start freaking out about how good it is, although I am sort of freaking out about how good it is at this point. Can we just start at the end and work our way toward what all happened in this episode?
I think we should just start with Mike's prediction coming
Hand
true.
out.
Yeah. It was right.
Mike somehow
It's crackpot
predicted
theory.
that Dr. Manhattan was going to be Cal.
And you laughed at me, and you pointed at me.
We mocked you.
My mother said, they're all going to laugh at you.
Yeah, behind closed
I was
doors,
right.
we called you names, Mike,
I know.
but you were right. And people on the Twitter machine acknowledged that as well. In fact, I had one person tell me, your producer spoiled the twist of Watchmen for me. And I was like, that's not how predictions work.
No.
But it was funny. Yeah, Cal, Dr. Manhattan was in Cal's brain.
Well, no, Cal is Dr. Manhattan.
But so what is that thing then that we pulled out of him? The little circle. The circle inside the circle.
Right.
That was also then the O in the HBO logo at the end of this thing.
there has to be some kind of essence of Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah.
The thing about Dr. Manhattan, and also we can just kind of spin this off into a major question for the last 2 episodes, but he can essentially do what he wants with matter, with being.
Yes.
Right.
You know, he can
Goddish.
He can
Godlike.
collapse all of his particles and then put them all back together again in any way, shape, or form, essentially.
Okay.
So I think that little ring, with the little molecule, the atom, the hydrogen, it's a hydrogen atom, right?
Hydrogen.
That was just what he had formed his consciousness as.
Stuck it in there and was
Yeah.
like, okay, but here's the question. When you say Cal was Dr. Manhattan, did Cal carry any Dr. Manhattan other than the general well-shaped Dr. Manhattan shape and head and shit? I mean, because
that's a question that I don't think we have the answer to.
Okay, because whenever they show Cal walking
was
from
Cal
behind,
a host?
It was okay, I see kind of the Dr. Manhattan-y. He's got Dr. Manhattan-y vibes.
The clues were there for a long time. I think it was episode 2 or 3 in which Cal's just dispassionately talking to his daughter about, oh, there is no God, there is no heaven, there is no afterlife.
Right.
And he was always, every character, even the son that they have with the long hair.
Yeah.
Even he has a compelling backstory that kind of fuels everything he does. And Cal really never did, but we know that he's quiet and he's solid. And he's always just in the background reading books.
It was too inconspicuous for you?
Always wearing blue.
Ah.
Laurie Blake, who had a passionate affair with Dr. Manhattan for decades.
Right.
Kept saying that while Cal's hot.
Yeah, she kept
was
making
somehow
remarks about his
attracted to him.
sexuality. Yeah.
It was all there.
Yeah, that's funny, man. The thing. Okay, so that question though, was Cal Dr. Manhattan or was he a host for Dr. Manhattan's little
My guess
hydrogen
is
atom?
That Dr. Manhattan created that vessel.
Yeah,
created himself.
Dr. Manhattan doesn't need a host.
Right.
Yeah.
So Cal was the thing that's crazy. Okay, so then Angela Abar, at what point did she become aware of Cal?
The whole time. She's known always.
That is hard for me to wrap my head around.
Because in the trailer for next week, we see that she is sitting down with Dr. Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She meets Dr. Manhattan somehow, likely in Vietnam,
Now,
and they fall in love and
right.
get together.
Now, is that something that we believe she's been aware of for the first 6 episodes, or that she became aware of as a result of the nostalgia trip?
No,
or...
she's always known.
So she's been making every decision
That
she's
her husband
made
is Dr. Manhattan.
thus far on the show, knowing
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And now you have to go rethink everything you've seen with that context. That's one of the tough
Yeah,
things about it is like
contextualizes everything. It makes it so rewatchable too.
I
Not
feel
that
like
it already wasn't.
I feel like I need to go rewatch the first 6 and then 7 again leading into next week to have a full understanding of now what I've seen as a result of that twist at the end.
Yeah.
Because that was some mind-blowing shit.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing is, even though Dr. Manhattan and Cal are one and the same, they could clearly, like, instituted some type of hibernation, some parameters or something where Cal was, like, programmed to be somewhat normal.
And he didn't know.
And
'cause he's
unaware.
Yeah,
Dr.
because,
Manhattan.
like, at the end there, she has to hit him and crush his skull
Oh, yeah.
to, like, pull
Get the-
Dr.
get
Manhattan
the-
back out.
Get the thing out. No, he had no fucking clue what was going on.
Yeah.
When she was like started talking, and then neither did I, and then I felt like she hit me in the head with a well, what did she have? An axe or a something?
A hammer.
Uh,
A
hammer.
A hammer. It always whenever somebody gets hit in the head with a hammer, it reminds me of that Beatles song,
Now-
Maxwell's Silver Hammer.
So the big question and some confusion that I have going forward here is, like, we know all this about Manhattan, or about Dr. Manhattan. We know that he is this omnipresent god being. In the comic books, there's, like, when he's on Mars, there's, like, all sorts of little, like, you know, illustrations of him just, like, building random shit out of molecules and elements.
Right.
So
in the
how
movie,
on-
the only
how on
context I
earth
have.
would there even be a way to capture this guy?
Yeah.
Like, anything that you did to him, anything that you put him in, anything that you closed him in, like, he could just reform into whatever he wanted it to be. Like, there is no way to lock this person down.
Hence Keen's machine, where he's trying to become the next Dr. Manhattan, and somehow maybe siphon the power from Dr. Manhattan. He's basically building a replica of the chamber that created Dr. Manhattan.
Right.
And if you're going to hurt Dr. Manhattan, that's the only way to do it. Kind of reverse engineer that origin. So
Get him in there
it
somehow.
makes sense.
But at the end of the novel, of the comic, Veidt explodes him. He obliterates Dr. Manhattan, and he just forms all his particles back together.
Right.
And he's like, that's the first thing I learned how to do, was put all my pieces back together.
He's
Right.
like, good effort.
Yeah. So
you're
there,
seeing
so there is
an issue with Dr. Manhattan not being challengeable.
I don't know how you could theoretically capture the uncapturable.
Mike, how does
That's
that
why-
weigh into this whole thing for you?
I think that's why he's been a sleeper agent the whole time, because if you bring him in, and once he chooses a side, the show's over. You know,
Yeah.
the show's over. So that's why he's been a sleeping agent this whole time, because you need those dramatic stakes. Without Superman, he can just fly in and save the day.
That's what we call OP in the gaming community.
Yeah.
Overpowered.
Exactly.
Overpowered.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's what makes my anticipation for the next few episodes so high. Is that how
are they gonna?
how are they going to introduce this all-powerful godlike being and still have really high dramatic stakes?
What started as a seemingly simple story about Angela Abar in Tulsa, Oklahoma, or maybe not simple, but the gist of it was simple for at least a couple episodes there.
Yeah.
Has now, with all the information we have, become a crazy deep story. And they have brought in, like, this universe has grown by leaps and bounds every week.
Right, and we're now to the point where, you know, this is always the most difficult part, and the show was really, really good because this journey has been so fun, because it's been like such this this slow creep of the world building. And now we're here, and now the questions are being thrown out, and now we're like starting to get the major plot points.
Right.
And it will certainly be interesting to see how they try to tie it all together and make
have set it up,
make it cohesive because the just like a lot of the shows that we talk about, the journey is always the most fun part. It's the easy part, so to speak. Even not to say that what Lindelof has done with Watchmen is easy. It's been incredible television.
This dude is
it's high level shit.
I think you could easily make the argument that he's the best television maker right now.
But you know what I mean? It's like there are guys like Lindelof or George Martin or
nobody wants to say Benioff and Weiss.
whoever else that are really, really good at like setting the table, right? They can build out these worlds like crazy.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling is another one. You know? But then it's closing it all down. That's
which
really
is where we
difficult.
saw Game of Thrones really struggle. And I'll say that just to make a comparison, I think Watchmen has had so much success where his Dark Materials has struggled a bit. Setting the stage has felt like a fucking chore on his Dark Materials. Whereas on Watchmen, every episode I'm like, holy shit, what the hell? This town is insane.
Yeah, I mean, they're not even playing in the same league, though.
Yeah, I know that. I know. And that's the point I'm trying to make. It's a whole nother level. This is the best of the best on TV right now at this point. And if they can just steer that fucking giant plane onto the runway from these what do we have, 2 more?
2 more.
God damn it.
And I'm not really
8 and 9 and that's it?
Yeah, and I will say this. I am not worried about getting every single answer because I know it's not going to, and that's okay because I think what this episode really drove home probably more than any of the others is that like this entire thing, I think that if you have to boil Watchmen down to one main theme, it's trauma. And this episode like really made that clear.
Trauma.
And so I think really I think as long as they kind of like, kind of give their thesis statement about how trauma affects people, then it will have been a success.
Then it makes, as long as the message is complete.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. For me, it's the anxiety. Like you mentioned, we're not going to get the answer to all the questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's the anxiety of which questions will we get the answers to that I'm like, I got a question. Speaking of questions right now, Mike and Barrett, what was the deal with, so Angela finally kicks in the door to see her grandfather rather, sorry. By the way, the story of her parents dying was brutal and tragic. And the way they have done Vietnam and this backstory from Vietnam is so fucking cool. And we're obviously going to get more of that to see how the hell she met Dr. Manhattan and how this all unfolded to get, they're going to have, because that's the cool thing. You can already see where they're going to be able to plug the gaps. Like, there's so much we don't know about this Dr. Manhattan situation now. Well, they've already got the vehicle in place to show us how this came to be. Anyway, she kicks in the door to go see her grandfather, and there's an elephant in the room. That this cord that has been feeding her, trying to help her rehab from overdosing on nostalgia and get her memories and her mind back in order and in place, it is hooked up to an elephant. And it also appears that there's 2 cords that like it's split. Like, where's the other one going? I was just very confused by that whole situation. I expected to see your grandfather, and then there was an elephant, and I believe it had tusks.
It did,
as elephants do.
Yeah. We'll talk about a metaphor.
An elephant never forgets.
Well, there was literally an elephant in the room.
Oh, that's the one you came with. I brought an elephant never forgets.
But also, an elephant never forgets. Elephants are known for their strong sense of memory.
Yeah, and it was yeah.
So
so the elephant can take it if the idea is to get the memories out of Angela that don't belong there. You got to dump them somewhere.
Oh,
the elephant can take it. Also, Lady True is. Her name is based on a kind of mythical or historical figure, also I believe named Lady True, who was kind of a Joan of Arc of Asia, and her, I believe, I'm probably getting this wrong, but it was something about elephants. Either elephants were her warrior sigil or she rode elephants. So if you look at
Both
Lady,
are tight.
yeah, if you look at Lady True's, I guess living quarters, she has like little teacups where the loop is an elephant tusk. She has elephant pictures around, so she's into elephants.
Ah, okay. That's cool. I didn't even think of they're dumping all her toxic ass memories from her grandfather into this
the elephant.
freaking
Yeah,
elephant.
Interesting.
So then the other plug probably, I don't know.
I'm not sure the other plug was important.
Doesn't matter.
I think it just was like
necessarily.
going into the other
Well, who knows,
mainframe
man?
of stuff. But
She's
yeah.
also using nostalgia to treat her mother, who we thought was her daughter. Who knows who else she's got hooked up
that
back
was
there.
another confirmation /
Right.
reveal is that Beyond is her mom.
Yeah.
Yes. PETA can't be happy with this elephant thing because that just seems like that's not the life for an elephant. You know?
So I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
In the exposition there between Lady True and Angela about, let's cut the bullshit. Let's just say what we both know here. One side being like, I know who Cal is, and the other being like, what is the Millennium Clock and what are you actually doing here? We get the kind of the explanation about the 7th Cavalry wanting to capture Dr. Manhattan and become him essentially, and then like champion white supremacy. That's like the big bad. So it positions Lady True there in a positive light. Like she is, quote, saving fucking humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Lady True is benevolent or not?
Mike, you first.
I
I'll
think
copy your answer.
Maybe she might see herself as benevolent, but I think she has a little too much of Adrian Veidt in her.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
She's got that cockiness.
She's got that
I'm
superiority.
smarter than everybody else.
She's got that superiority complex where if she thinks saving the world means killing half the population of the world, she's going to do it.
Exactly.
So,
It's scary.
The statue of Veidt in her biodome there should be really scary, I think,
Well,
because she
and-
clearly is like, is
That's her idol.
okay idolizing somebody that murdered 3 million people.
Because she believes he did it for the right reasons.
To save fucking humanity.
So why would she not do the exact same thing?
So why would she not do the exact same thing?
Yeah,
Plus,
this-
we still have the whole mesmerizing bit, and I think plus there's that we see that speech that she's giving in the video
Mm-hmm.
where she talks about how the failure of nostalgia was that people held on to their trauma. They just wanted to dwell in it,
Relive the
and
worst
relive
moments
it.
of their lives.
And so and that's what she sees as like a wrongdoing of like citizens in general. And so it feels like she's essentially that gave me the feeling of what she's going for there is like basically forced forgetting. She wants everybody to take a forget-me-not.
right.
Wow. Okay,
right.
that's an interesting concept.
And that this
Don't you need your memories, man, to know
you do,
who you
and
are?
but
and
I
to become
right, and I think she wants everybody to like basically lose their trauma,
It's like
and she's gonna force that through some mesmerizing.
yes, it will
technique.
be interesting to see how they frame up whatever it is she's doing is clearly going to be questionably
Yes.
immoral.
Yeah.
And that superiority complex that she shares is very problematic. And when that was a cool effect, man. They zoomed out from Ozymandias' actual face of
Mhm.
horror to the statue, which is him with the same exact face. Like,
Right.
it's not him smiling like we did it with a thumbs up. It's like he's like has that look of like torture almost on his face.
Yeah,
It's
so
strange.
I had to read this this little tidbit here. So not original, not I'm not smart enough to catch this. On
look
my
at
own.
you, big reader.
But so what I've gathered is that every time we check in on Ozymandias,
Mhm.
another year has gone by.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
like a lot of time is passing here.
So
I called that too.
You did call that,
and you
Mike. You did
said
with the cake thing
no.
because of the cakes. Did we
That's
say
right,
no?
right,
Yeah.
right. The cakes are the first indication that
Right.
we see the 1 and the 2, and then I think he tosses the 3 or something like that.
And there was some reference that this trial has been going on for over a year.
And then there was
Yes.
this one, which is that we come back on the 365th day of the trial.
Yes.
So this is year 4. And then he's apparently been gone, and I don't even remember if this like bit of information is in the show or if it's in Pedopedia or what, but he has been like in exile or wherever he is since
The
2012.
fuck is Pedopedia, dude?
Pedopedia. That's like the extra stuff that HBO is putting out.
Oh yeah. Pedia. Okay. It's like, what, dude?
And
what are you talking about?
So if he's been in exile for since 2012, and that's 4 years, then we're almost caught up with him to like the current timeline. Like I think they're showing us the last 7 years essentially in these little installments, and so eventually he's going to be caught up with,
and he'll become part of the story.
Yeah,
you have to imagine.
So.
It'll be cool to see. So they're bringing together what was, when you go into watching Watchmen, you expect to know of a group, the Watchmen, basically,
sure,
or what the group that spawned from that original group, and we didn't have that when we start. Well, we had a couple of them, right? We have the cop. We have Angela Abar as the cop who's like masked up, but it's for a different reason, and the whole story sort of just unfolded in a way different than I expected. But now it's sort of all coming back together where you can sort of see the team that's going to be assembled here, or that was assembled already that we didn't really realize was assembled, or whatever. It's like Lady True, Angela, Dr. Manhattan, Ozymandias. Like it would make sense if in the end all of these people were aware of each other and their circumstances, right? Would that shock you?
No. And you mentioned all those characters. We might even see a return of the comedian.
Oh, wow. Is that being predicted?
If the theory that Grant on Who Pods the Watchmen told me about, and I mentioned here a few weeks ago, if the theory that Lady True is the baby of the woman the comedian murdered in Vietnam,
right,
and she reconstituted her mother through a clone, which is now her daughter. And then she said,
right, because she does mention her dad.
And she said, my dad's coming too. He's just not here yet. That could be the comedian.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's just a lot they can do with this show now.
Yeah, and the theory of her being the daughter of the woman
that the comedian murdered in Vietnam. Yeah,
you talked about that early on as well.
Yes, again, shouts to Who Pods the Watchmen. Permanent record here that produces our show also produces Who Pods the Watchmen, hosted by Grant.
Grant and Mike and these guys that do Who Pods the Watchmen. They are essentially they are the Redditors that post all of the crackpot theories that end up becoming true.
Except we do podcasts. We don't do Reddit.
Yeah. They don't type on the keyboard. They speak it.
But yeah,
I have spoken.
So what is the? Do we know that the comedian impregnated that woman as well?
Yes.
On this show,
from the comic? No, just from the comic.
From the comic, yeah. Okay. And this is a continuation.
So and then why all comic information is fair in the show?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Remind me why he kills her again.
Because the war's ended, and he promised her, "I'll take you back to America with me when the war's over." So she comes to call on that, and
she's like, "Hey, I'm pregnant."
Yeah,
right.
And I'm pregnant, and
he's a psycho.
He's a psycho racist fuck, and he murders her because he doesn't want a Vietnamese baby and a Vietnamese wife. He has to take back to America.
Yeah. Let me ask you. So this it's like a in cold blood murder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did the Watchmen movie do a good job with the comedian? As a character.
Yes.
Okay, because that felt like they hit the nail on the head.
Very much. Jeffrey D. Morgan was great.
The way he acts, the way he murders her in cold blood, and we see that scene in Vietnam, the way he commits the sexual assault on Blake. He's a sick fuck. It's like he is the guy who sets the tone in the movie for, okay, so the superheroes aren't all good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They
open on him. The movie starts with, well, I can't spoil the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Go watch the movie if you feel like it.
He would definitely be a good leader of the 7th Cavalry.
Oh, God.
And I don't know if we need that character back. I know they brought him back in the DC Universe with the new Watchmen comics.
Okay.
They reanimated him. And I was like, oh, great, this guy again. Because I just don't like the character. It's such a negative portrayal of a disgusting person, you know.
He hates he's just sort of a gigantic hater.
Just to segue from movie talk, we had that famous scene with in the movie that I feel like everybody knows. It's the Rorschach prison scene.
Oh yeah.
Where he says, I'm not locked up in here with you.
You're locked up in
here with me.
Yeah.
Well, our representation on the show of Rorschach Looking Glass, he apparently said the same thing to some members of the 7th Cavalry.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, he went to work on them dudes.
Yeah.
Last time we seen him was 3 episodes ago, and the van's emptying, and we're like, well, he's probably gonna die. So a cop finally goes to check on him, and the house is filled with dead cavalry members.
Yeah, he those guys got.
And one of them is missing his
OCC.
mask,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty clearly an indicator that he's gonna infiltrate this whole fucking thing.
Yes.
Now, okay, so just to 7th Cavalry, is there mention of Cyclops?
Yeah, so what this episode essentially frames out for us, and Mike can correct me here if I get any of this wrong, but the 7th Cavalry is essentially the modern day reincarnation of Cyclops.
Okay, so Cyclops had the same concept, or what?
Yeah, Cyclops was basically a white supremacy group in the 60s in New York City who was using that mesmerism technique in movie theaters to make black people riot against each other.
Okay.
Yeah. And Keene basically confirmed that, yeah, we're the continuation of that.
Right.
Yeah. Their rationale is different in 2019 here, and essentially I think the gist that I get is because they're the ones that know about Ozymandias being the one to like unleash the alien squid.
Mm-hmm. They know the truth there.
They know the truth there, which means that they also know the truth that Ozymandias was essentially behind putting Redford in the White House for 30 plus years,
right?
Which led to like the Redfordations and like all of this civil rights activism essentially, and is kind of like used as the impetus for why in this particular reality, why, as Keene said, it's quote, it's difficult to be a white guy in America right now.
Right.
So that's what they're using that information as like
their ammunition.
Yeah.
For why they do what they do.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're like, we're supposed to be obviously on top, and there are
and
these
this guy
unnatural things that happen
Yeah.
to where minorities are maybe getting a foothold in this world a little better than they had before. And it's not supposed to be that way.
They got to set it right.
So we got to set it right, yeah. So that's pretty much what white supremacy is.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because Senator Keene, the whole setup with the 7th Cavalry, the fact that they have existed all of this time is very questionable. It's just strange because it's like with I need to know more about what Dr. Manhattan did between, I guess, the comics and now.
Yeah, we're getting some of him in next episode, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's got to be reasons for like, well, why wouldn't you just wipe this group out? Like how they've been around this fucking long. It makes me feel like in the end they're going to be tied together.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things.
Why doesn't Lady True seem to be concerned about these motherfuckers?
Well, she is concerned
She
about
is,
them.
yeah.
Okay.
That's what she says. That's
Okay.
what she tells Angela that this is what she wants to stop. Like this
the
is
7th Cavalry specifically.
yes, basically creating their own Dr. Manhattan and destroying the current one.
Right.
But from the novel and what they kind of show us over the course of the series so far is that Dr. Manhattan bounced because he was a human and then he became a god and then he helped out with some human issues and then he was like, I don't really care about the humans anymore because I'm a god.
Yeah.
He's just incredibly dispassionate towards
Completely disconnected
anything
from
living.
humanity.
Yeah.
So if you just kind
And
of
like time and space or whatever.
right.
Yeah.
So if you just use that kernel, he just doesn't.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. And if you just want to extrapolate that like all the way to the top and all the way to real life, it's similar to the question that we ask here in our reality is like, well, if there's a God, why does he let so many awful things happen
Yeah,
all
exactly.
across the world every day?
Exactly. So I thought the parallel tying it to the little Dr. Manhattan prayer booths
Mm-hmm.
and then Lady True's line about like he's ignored
He's not
all of
listening,
them. He's
yeah.
not listening. Was all incredible, and it was just like so. They have found ways to talk about so much in this show.
Absolutely.
Which is what Lindelof does. That's sort of his MO, is that he attacks like every aspect of life with his stories. Lost did the same thing, and so did The Leftovers. It made you think about religion, death, fucking every possible thing you could question. He wants you to draw into question.
You can read so much similarly to what you're saying. I also got a big dose of that when Angela was seeing that old Lady True speech about like holding on to your trauma and everything like that. Because what Lady True is kind of saying right there is that in so many words, she's saying that your past experiences and your trauma shouldn't make you who you are, kind of, in a way.
A little
bit.
maybe.
And so there's also some, I feel like you could tie that in to the bigger questions that the show is asking about race as well, which is like, you know, should we continue to hold on to like what this country did with slavery? Should that be a factor in like
how we move forward?
Yeah, in current discussion, or should we just forget it and move on and stop letting it like hamper progress?
Right.
And there's certainly like a tie there as well.
That's a really good point. I think if you watch Lost
Mm-hmm.
and you watch The Leftovers, Lindelof is very concerned with the idea of overcoming trauma and using it as fuel for good, not erasing trauma. And I think what is good in his mind is using trauma for a good outcome and overcoming the bad part of it, which is what we try to do in life, in reality that we live in, to live a good life. We're all fucked up somehow, some of us more than others. And if you can get over it, that's a success.
Right.
If you could take a pill and forget everything, that wouldn't be you. We would all end up dispassionate beings like Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, that's why I wonder about this Lady True strategy.
I think she has the wrong idea.
If she's aimed, okay, but if it's because you get the impression that this clock she's built is going to affect everyone, not like a group of people that she's aiming it at. And that's where the issue is. It's
Right.
like, whoa, dude, no, you're like wiping the slate clean on all these people. This is wrong. This doesn't make sense. So yeah, I don't know. It's a real clusterfuck at this point. Is there anything we missed that developed this episode?
Man, I think we covered pretty much everything there.
I feel like we did a better job of making sure we touched all the pieces this week. But there were so many good pieces to touch.
Yeah.
Just have to touch them all, Barrett.
Let's hold them. Let's hold on to them.
Getting touchy-feely. Anyway, season 1, episode 7. Another banger. It's got the Twitter machine talking, Barrett. The hype is building. And I'm excited.
Streets is talking.
Yeah. Yeah, people are throwing out the word, like I said, throwing out the word great, starting to want to make comparisons to other HBO great shows. And I'm like, we're 7 episodes deep. Chill. We got 2 more in season 1. I am fascinated to see how much they will decide to wrap up, if any at all.
Yeah, gonna be good.
Versus
gonna be a good
the
one.
setup or whatever, yeah. This episode of OCC is also brought to you by Quip. The holiday shopping season is here, and this year your gift can start next year's good habit with Quip. Quip is something that's sure to put a smile on everyone's mouth because it's dental care they'll actually want to use every day. The best toothbrush in the entire world. I love my Quip. I use it every morning and night, sometimes after lunch as well. Depends what I've had and if I'm home. But even if I wasn't, it has an incredible travel case with it. Quip is the perfect, thoughtful, and practical gift with an electric toothbrush, refillable floss, and toothpaste, all intentionally designed to make good habits simple. All of their products are going to improve your oral health like nothing you've ever had before. The Quip electric toothbrush has sensitive sonic vibrations and a timer that buzzes every 30 seconds, like vibrates every 30 seconds to guide your routine to make sure you get a full and even clean. The Quip floss dispenser has pre-marked strings, so you always use the exact right amount. If you're a flosser, you know how much of a pain in the ass ending up with, like, out of frustration, who has not just ripped like 3-4 feet out of that thing before? I've been there. It happens. No more, not with Quip floss. Plus, Quip delivers brush heads, floss, and toothpaste refills every 3 months, so you can make sure your brush head's never worn out, you never run out of floss, you never run out of toothpaste. You're always all set to make sure that your mouth is all clean. Join over 3 million happy customers and check everyone off your gift list right now with Quip. You just go to getquip.com/dragon to save on gift sets and to get your first refill free with a refill plan. That's your first refill free at getquip.com/dragon. Getquip.com/dragon. Let's talk about the Mandalorian. Mando. Thank you. Episode 4. This will take much less complicated discussion than
there's
than the former. Than its predecessor.
Predecessor.
Woo! Did it. Pulled through there. Man. Really got stuck in the mud. No, it was a fun episode. It was just sort of like, all right, here's the whole episode in a nutshell. the Mandalorian meets a badass female assassin chick, right? And then there's a village of people that they're gonna go hide out. He needs to find somewhere to hide with Baby Yoda, right? Because he's completely forgotten that every single assassin has a fob for some reason. We all didn't forget, but for some reason the Mandalorian that didn't click in his head. He's busy. He's got a lot of shit going on.
We don't know how these fobs work yet. I don't get it.
You just hold it, Mike.
I'll tell you about the fobs as soon as Ross finishes up.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So there's a village, and they're gonna hide there. But then it turns out, oh wait, no, there's actually some weird like Empire-style action in the woods outside this village. But they have an ATST, whatever, and it's being controlled
TNA?
by an army of the orcs from Lord of the Rings, but if they had dog faces.
Very clearly dog faces.
But very clearly the orcs from Lord of the Rings. Whoever did those orcs did these dog-faced monsters that are controlling the ATST, and so they're like, oh, fuck, we can't, these people need help, and at first Mando and the lady are like, nah, screw these people, we're out, and the people convince them to help, and they help, and they overcome the ATST, and they kill all the dog-faced warriors except for the, a couple dozen that bail. That's it. But now they got to go find somewhere else to live because this didn't work out.
Yeah. So okay, first the fobs. I was wondering this as well because it's like if it's clearly not a tracker on Baby Yoda, or else they would just remove the tracker and crunch it and be done with the whole thing. It also would make no sense for Mandalorian to think that they could hide anywhere if it was just constantly beeping for Baby Yoda's exact whereabouts. So what I've concluded based on once again reading about this is that it's a biorhythmic fob. That's what it tracks.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. If you set out one of these fob things and you have somebody's exact signature biorhythm,
it's like your social, but
yeah, then you can put them on this tracker, and then once you are in their vicinity is when it starts working.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So
and then it's all about direction? It's just the faster beep, you run that way?
Yes. So
That's
because he got to Sigorin or whatever that planet was called, and like gets there and immediately he makes a scene at the bar, and then they're hanging out and they're messing around with the dog faces and all that.
Yeah.
There's chatter going on, through the
Ethernet.
Yeah.
Webs.
Through the vine,
Fob.
through the grapevine, baby.
Fob line.
And so some fob holder, he gets a whiff of this.
Some fucking fob holder out there.
And he gets his ass down there. But yeah, yes.
Yo, that guy.
The fobs are weird. They don't totally make sense. That's the best explanation that I got there.
That's really good.
And
was nice.
Also, dog faces, those things are called Clatuinians.
Yeah, they're in Return of the Jedi.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're like hanging out in Jabba's barge. Or
No,
one or two of them.
that makes me feel less
Yeah.
weird about their existence because I was like, okay, well, what do we got here? Like, these look like orcs, and then we saw one close up, and I was like, that is an English bulldog.
Did you think
the Star Wars aliens are the weirdest aliens?
Did you think that Mando was going to unsheath and bone down here?
Listen, we all knew Mando wasn't gonna unsheath and bone down, as Barrett puts it. I had hope for maybe like the scruff of a neck line, perhaps, but not even a shred of skin.
I like that story, but I was kind of like, Gina Carano's right there, bro.
Yeah.
Right there.
Dude, the female assassin asked the question. She's like, you're telling me you can take off that stupid fucking helmet and live with this babe here and make babies and then live? And he's like, I know, I'm an idiot. Got to make 4 more episodes of this goddamn show.
I like her character a lot.
Yeah, she was good. What else?
Yeah, I think we just need to talk about the Baby Yoda in the room.
Too much?
This thing has just absolutely 100% completely taken over the whole internet.
And it's one of those things where 90% of the people using the memes aren't even watching the show.
No. Baby Yoda is just he's like 75% of all memes right now.
Yeah, it's just him holding a cup of fucking coffee.
The cup of it's bone broth.
Watching them fight.
And it's the best one. Him holding the bone broth with his little robe on is pretty.
That's great.
Hilarious.
The meme is that you can just put you doing anything. That's the meme. What? I get it.
Yeah,
I'm with it. All right. Well, let's not murder Baby Yoda for ourselves. Is that can we just pump the brakes on this?
So but here's my larger question, because we've talked so much on this show about just like the whole rollout of this show in general,
Yeah,
and about how they didn't have the merch ready to go.
The fact
and
that I'm
all
not
that.
wearing a Baby Yoda T-shirt is insane.
By the way, did you know that this episode directed by Bryce Dallas Howard?
Who the fuck is that?
That is the daughter of Ron Howard. She is the
Jurassic
she's
World.
the female lead
Of the new Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah,
Big fan.
she's
Big
great.
Fan. Big fan.
Anyway,
Big fan.
she had to remind her kids every day that they couldn't talk about Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Like
Damn.
until the episode started coming out.
That's a cute quote. Bet you $1,000 some kids didn't know shit. She fucking made that one up for the marketing squad. Some PR genius came up with that line.
Cynical.
But my question is like,
I've just been here too long.
you know,
dude.
we like to talk about what Disney knew, how they made this perfect cute child thing that's just the perfect cute thing ever. Did they know that this thing was like so fucking memeable?
I guarantee you
they had to have known, right?
So you're asking, like, did they take Baby Yoda into focus groups and say, like, what do you think about this little Yoda here?
Like,
How's he make you feel?
they probably got like Fuck Jerry or some ostracized meme lord out there who's just an OG meme lord who's
Sure.
no longer the hot shit anymore.
Hopefully not fuck Jerry and his
Like
bullshit media company.
like they can't get Grape Juice Boys right now, but they could get Fuck Jerry. Nobody likes him.
Yeah, he's on the outs.
So
as a result of Firefest.
They brought him in and they were like, "Yo, this guy memeable? Is he memeable or what?"
We're gonna put you in a room with Baby Yoda. We want 400 memes. Okay, 400 memes by the end of this hour. If we get 400 memes out of Fuck Jerry over here, we know we've got the right Baby Yoda model. Because we know they went with different Baby Yodas, dude. John Favreau was like, "Here's the OG sketch I drew," and it's like slightly longer ears or some shit. And people freak the fuck out about that thing. By the way, I'm saying, like, can we not murder Baby Yoda? But I'm actively contributing to it. Like, well, I think we've had 2 videos made by interns now. We did the goddamn button pressing meme with he presses the button, it starts playing Oysters, Clams, and Cockles.
Yeah.
I mean, we're there.
Yeah,
we're doing
it.
It's
okay.
too.
It's okay. I'm again, like, let's just live in the moment.
Sure.
And let's just have fun with the Baby Yoda memes. It's okay. Instagram and the internet will collectively move on.
Can I give a take?
Else.
I believe this is working out though, and it's not ruining the show or the character. Like, because I'm saying it like, let's not murder Baby Yoda, but it has had none of the vibes of like this is ruining. It has had all of the vibes of like this is fucking. Because here's the thing: the character doesn't talk. He's not a pivotal, like, voiced character in the show, so it somehow doesn't ruin it when you're seeing images of him everywhere on the internet.
Yeah, and also I think that what this episode specifically kind of like told us is that this is just kind of a hokey old style Western series.
Yeah.
Like, they probably just going to be bouncing around from planet to planet and
Doing
galaxy to galaxy and like having little adventures.
They're adventures.
And so it's pretty light.
Yeah.
And so the fact that there's like a jillion memes out there is not. It's not like subverting what something that's supposed to be prestigious.
Yeah, the seriosity of it all.
Right.
Is that a word?
Gravity maybe is a better choice. But
Seriosity.
I like
works
seriosity.
too.
That's one that should be there if it's not. I'm just saying. It fucking makes sense to me.
Speaking of just like letting people live their lives, let my man Lil Baby Yoda eat the frogs, okay?
What's up with these people?
That's his choice. Do not food shame him because
he needs sustenance.
He needs sustenance. That is exactly what Laura said. He needs sustenance.
He's like, he spits it out. He's like, I'm fucking starving, but whatever. At least the kids won't be grossed out.
Yeah, but the kids, they don't want to see him eat the frog. Sorry, man. That's what LBY likes.
And then the lady says something like,
he likes himself some froggy.
They're talking about like, oh yeah, he fits in so well here, and I'm like, yeah. The other kids are shaming him out of his fucking lunch. He fits in so well. Get off this planet. We're out. There's an ATST in the woods anyway.
And they're all laughing and pointing at him the whole time.
Seriously, dude, what the shit? Nobody wants to be. That's like a thing people struggle with, eating in front of other people, and the kid's trying to get a meal off, and they're out here fucking amphibian shaming him. It's wrong.
I think you guys are right. Like, even though like this was the episode where we got the most Baby Yoda, like it was just so much, and I was like, is this too much? But when the assassin was gonna shoot him, you know he's not gonna shoot him.
Right.
You know that's not gonna happen.
That was classic Star Wars,
speaking
too.
of curiosity, though, that was that. Oh my God, Baby Yoda's head in the crosshairs! You kidding me?
No, I freaked out.
That's not cool,
yelled.
man.
I was just yelling at the TV until Gina Carano smoked his ass. I was
Yeah.
like, no.
Dude, that was not cool.
Yeah.
But also hilarious that the first guy that showed up with his fob was like, he's in the woods and he's like, all right, Cool outfit, by the way. All right, I've got my shot here. And he's like, I'll just take a second to look around. Might as well make sure. Well, let's and he's fucking gone. It's like every Star Wars and James Bond villain ever. The first guy that shows up with a fob always goes down the hardest.
For the camera, I'll look at Mando for a while.
Yeah, he's like, okay, here, oh, Mando.
But I don't really want to shoot him.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Up, and then you knew he was going to get blasted.
The Baby Yoda pushing the buttons in the ship, that was like the meme with the music coming on.
So good.
Is just so good.
Yo, whoever did that first one with Get Low,
Yeah.
Chef's Kiss.
Yeah.
That was fucking perfect. That was the perfect song. It was somebody our age, Barrett. No fucking Gen Z kid
No,
would
absolutely
have thrown
not.
Get Low on there.
That's a millennial choice all the way.
It would have been Lil Uzi Vert dancing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been able to hear anything.
One of my ilk needs to do one with like Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yes, dude. It's going to be a while before those go away. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Especially considering, like, it just feels fun. Like, this show's just for fun.
It is. It is.
We
a very
don't all
fun
have to
show.
fucking sit there and cry and freak out the whole time. And, like, sure,
It's Xena Warrior Princess, but, like, bigger budget.
Basically,
Yeah,
it's just like fun adventure time every week. And hopefully at the end of the season, at some point, we'll have seen this man's face. I don't think it's going to happen, though.
So... we'll do what should we call this segment every week? It's just like helmet check.
1 to 10 on helm. What do we think
Just
the
our
odds
helmet
are
check?
his helmet
Yeah.
comes off?
Last week I was very low on the fact that we'd ever see his face.
Okay.
This time he lets Hot Widow like start lifting it.
And they haven't even known each other more than like 24 hours.
And he does take it off.
So
and the
to grub,
tent
to get
is
his
like
grub on.
open.
Oh yeah.
And somebody could have just peeked in there like,
So
oh, that's your face.
So yeah, my
it's true. He wasn't that careful about
my
that.
helm check is way higher again. Like now I think we will see his face.
Yeah, but here's the problem: if the helm comes off, and it's just a stupid loophole where all that he needs to do now is get like some fucking Mandalorian judge to be like, "You're
okay.
good," extenuating circumstances or whatever, which I think is the route that's probably because. You take it off, you're no longer a Mandalorian, you can never put it back on, right? That's clearly not going to be the case because the fucking show is titled The Mandalorian.
That's fair.
I just think it would be strange for them to go another route. Also, like, it may have started as something we made fun of and as like as maybe a detriment to the success of the show in your eyes in particular with not being able to see Pedro Pascal's shining face. But I believe it has become sort of like a branding thing, dude. The helmet is cool as shit and it's very recognizable. And he's got the whole armor get up now, and he's out here at least thinking about slanging it. We're getting somewhere.
Yeah. I just think that the tease of the helmet coming off here in episode 4 also points to the fact that the helmet's going to come off at some point.
They probably wouldn't screw with us 4 episodes in when they've got 6 more. You know, they give us a little Greg sprinkle of almost helmet coming off, and now it's like,
You know, I'm not saying it's going to happen next episode.
No, I don't think so.
It's in play.
I'm betting we don't mess with the helmet next episode. It'd be kind of weird if we keep bringing it up
exactly,
every episode. Is it going to take the helmet off this week? It's only like 30 minutes, you know?
Speaking of the helmet and the gear in general, we should just note, Clam Fam correction, that
Boba Fett and Jango Fett.
Jango Fett.
Not Mandalorians.
Not Mandalorians, yes.
According to cartoons.
So who cares?
This was like established, yeah.
Okay.
It's all
that's
canon,
fair.
Mike. It's all canon.
That's fair.
I was thinking about the movies, but
It's all canon.
whatever.
We need to make that a shirt. That needs to be an OCC shirt. It's all
Here's
canon.
$5, Mark. Mike, go see a Star Wars.
Go see a Star Wars. This episode of OCC is also brought to you by Figs. While you're shopping for the holidays, don't forget about thanking all the amazing nurses, doctors, dentists, and people who work in medicine and healthcare that helped you through the year 2019. We all know someone helped by one of these amazing humans, a friend, a family member. If it's not ourselves, we got a friend, a family member, a coworker, somebody. What these amazing people do every day is more than a job, and what they wear is more than a uniform. Figs, one of our new sponsors this year, for all medical professionals and non-medical professionals in your life. They make the greatest scrubs in the entire world. They've got gift cards available, by the way, so next time your doctor, nurse, dentist, dermatologist, or pediatrician saves the day, tell them thank you by sending them Figs. Obviously, Christmas is coming. The holiday season is here. All manner of gift-giving occasions are on the horizon. Figs creates the highest quality medical apparel so that medical professionals look their best, feel their best, and perform at their best every day. They recognize that this industry of medical apparel had garbage garbage options, uncomfortable, not stylish, and they changed up that whole game. Every set of figs is antimicrobial, protects from germs and bacteria, ridiculously soft, moisture wicking, features 4-way stretch, made with yoga waistbands, come in a variety of styles from classic straight legs to joggers. I've got a couple pairs of the joggers and skinny styles as well. And Figs gives back, and you can too. Every time you shop at Figs, they give scrubs to a healthcare provider in need around the world through their Threads for Threads initiative. To date, Figs has donated hundreds of thousands of sets in over 35 countries. Show how much you care at the end of the year with Figs. This holiday season, Figs is going to make that easy by providing you with 15% off your first purchase when you use the code DRAGON. Get ready to love your scrubs. Head to wearfigs.com. That's WEARFIGS.com and enter our code DRAGON at checkout. That's it, wearfigs.com. Enter our code DRAGON. 15% off. If you don't want them, get them for the medical professional in your life. You've got one. Somebody needs these incredible scrubs. Somebody you know. And you can get 15% off when you use the code DRAGON. Just go to wearfigs.com. Let's talk about His Dark Materials. Episodes 3 and 4 quickly.
Okay.
I feel like we have finally come to a place where I have 4. Okay, I didn't feel this way after 3. When I finished 4, I have a bit of excitement in my heart. Like just a tiny bit. I'm not like stoked on the show. I want to be clear about that. I'm not, and if you are, that's okay. We don't have to like all the same things. But this one hasn't been my favorite yet. It's been a very, very slow build, and I finally felt just a semblance of a spark in episode 4. Now I feel like enough drama has happened to where I'm somewhat invested in some of these characters.
Yeah,
finally.
I would say that episode 3 for me
Was the one that drew you in a little?
was the one that made me feel like, okay, I will at least finish out this season.
Right.
To see what happens.
For sure, yeah.
Like it piqued my interest story-wise enough to basically to get me through
all on board
the back half of the season. But this show, it's not a story problem. This show's just not good. Like this show has not been well executed. And I think it's going to take me a few more episodes to really button down why. And I have not read the books, so this is currently just a working theory rather than like I can say this for sure. But I think that this show is probably trying to stick too closely to the books as far as like how the characters talk to one another and some of the dialect that they use and just like the way that they talk about things in general.
Do you get that impression based on the Damon Demon thing?
No. That's actually one of the only things I feel like they've done okay.
How the fuck do you say it?
Demon?
It's just Demon?
Demon? Yeah.
I don't like confusing letters or combination of A's and E's.
But one of the scenes that you texted me about was big cringe.
Oh, which one?
And that was John Fa trying to rouse his Egyptian troops.
Dude.
Down in the hull of the ship.
Why they got to do Sandor Salaman or whatever his name is like that? Why they got to make him give that terrible speech?
And it just rang hollow. Like it wasn't good, man.
Well, that's what my complaint has been about this show. Salador San, sorry for all my.
It's not the same actor, is it?
Clam fam out there who are freaking out. Is it not?
I don't think so.
Yeah, dude, it's Salador San. Is it not? Is it not? Come on, it looks just like him, and it's HBO. I was like, it's got to be Salador San.
Okay.
Hope it is. Otherwise, whatever. Maybe I'm a racist. I'm in the 7th Cavalry, Barrett. But what were we talking about?
Oh yeah, you're right. I think this is the same actor.
Oh, thank fucking God.
Yeah.
But no, there was no. My complaint was that there was no weight to any of the things that were happening. So like, some crazy shit would happen, and there'd be like dramatic music in the background, and I'd just kind of be like, I don't care enough yet. Like, I don't care enough about Lyra. I don't give a shit about her missing friends. Stop yelling out their names every 2 seconds. What the hell? And then
now that I mentioned that, now you can't stop seeing it, huh?
Yeah, it's a problem.
Or hearing it.
Yes, it's a problem. Now that you've started doing it.
And they say, and again, they say everybody's name. Like, they say, like, she says Fardor, whatever his name is all the time. When she, and that's what I mean about, I feel like this is probably from the books. Like I feel like when the dialogue in the books probably they say each other's names a lot.
Maybe.
Like how many times have I heard the name John Fa?
Roger.
Roger, Lyra, Billy Costa, Tony Costa.
Billy Costa.
Like,
why is Billy Costa? They say his first and last name.
he's like a Charlie Brown type, I guess.
Tony too, though.
Yeah,
The whole
that's-
family runs that way?
The whole Costa clique. That's how they roll. Yeah, but I'm with you. Like I do not feel. Again, like what I'm interested in here is the overarching story
Mm-hmm.
about like what's happening with the kids who are with the gobblers and the
Who's
the
good? Who's
dust
bad? What the
and-
fuck
and
is
all
going
that.
on? Yes.
But I'm with you. I do not care about a single character on this show right now.
Now, I don't feel that way as much after the fourth. I feel like I've started to care a little more about Lyra. I'm a little more invested in what happens to her, whereas I felt like I wasn't at all initially. Mrs. Coulter is her mother,
Mm-hmm.
and her dad is
Azrael.
Azrael, who we haven't seen since episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
He's been like kind of a dick tease here in terms of I thought that actor was going to be
They couldn't afford him.
on screen. Is that really what you think?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're following the story of the book.
Yeah, he's badass though,
But
dude.
the fact that he disappears is probably like, oh, that we could probably get a big name for this because he only needs to be in like 2 episodes.
Son of a bitch.
Or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's a good move. But no, I just, I'm with you. I'm here for the season for sure. And I just have a little more hope that maybe they'll be able to build. I think here's my like for you, it's like maybe they're sticking too much to the books. For me, it's just maybe this is a very slow build. And I'll say this: I have read some other books in the fantastical genre
Mm-hmm.
that are Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings esque, sort of epic fairy tale stories like this, right? That's always the challenge: is can you tell the story in a way where momentum keeps people's attention? And in some of the cases of the books I've read, there was one that I tried to read this fucking book. Man, I wish I could remember the name of it off the top, but I can't. I tried to read it for like 4 years, dude. It was the one that I took it to the pool every summer for 4 years. It kept getting wet. I kept reading the same 4 chapters in the front
Yeah.
and then putting it down. And it was because it was building way the fuck too slowly. And with this story that they've got on His Dark Materials so far, it shouldn't take me to episode 4 to get Lin-Manuel Herrera, whatever the fuck, on the screen. It shouldn't take me that long to start to even figure out where they're going to go with this thing to try to see what's happening with the kids and to get the squad assembled that's going to go do that. It shouldn't take 4 episodes where the whole time I'm like, I wish I cared more. I just feel like they could have gotten us to where we are through 4 episodes through 2.
Maybe.
That's my complaint.
Okay. But yeah, and see again, I mean, maybe this is a good thing to point out is that this show is doing many things wrong then. Because it's, again, like, my complaint about Lin-Manuel Miranda is not that he took too long to get here. It's that, oh my God, that character was awful.
Yeah, in our text message exchange, you were like, what did you say? It was like
I said that it's like they told him they wanted him to be like a fanciful stage actor boy.
Yes.
But also, he's like a cool dude, man.
You smoke cigarettes.
You're like a little flippy aeronaut. You like to get into trouble and you go do bar fights, but also you need to be a stage actor because you're Lin-Manuel Miranda and you wrote Hamilton, so talk like this and maybe, rustle up things a bit, but say things like, you wouldn't be judged, couldn't be judged.
Yeah.
In weird sing-songy dialogue and like stuff that like doesn't sound like how people talk to each other. And he's I don't know.
Stands out like a sore thumb. That's the.
He does, and he's supposed to be like this aeronaut character is obviously supposed to be like the swashbuckling cool guy.
Yeah. I'm bringing some fun into the group.
Yeah, but
I'm making it way too obvious.
Right.
That's the vibe of. Him.
But Lin-Manuel
I've got a
Miranda, like Johnny Depp, he is not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, this is not. You can't look.
By the way, have you seen the remake, the most recent, the Emily Blunt remake of Miss Mary Poppins?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. I'm not gonna ruin that for myself.
I know that Lin-Manuel Miranda is in that, and
yeah,
I like Lin-Manuel. Man, name's hard to say.
it is Lin-Manuel Miranda. It's also really hard to say after I butcher it the first go through, so that it's been fucked in both of our heads. So that's on me. Sorry.
I really like Lin-Manuel Miranda, and Hamilton is just like an absolute incredible masterpiece.
You saw it on Broadway, huh?
In Chicago, so no, not on Broadway.
Okay. The Broke Boy version, is that what that is?
Basically, yeah.
I would like to see any version at this point.
The music is incredible. Like this guy is clearly a genius, but I'm not sure that he belongs in stuff.
I'm gonna say something.
Yeah.
I fucking hated him on Curb. I fucking hated him.
I haven't seen that episode.
It sucked. I don't like him on this either.
I'm just not sure. I know that
Maybe I don't like him.
I
I haven't seen it.
Not everybody translates well from film to stage and from stage to film, and I just not sure that Lin-Manuel Miranda can get out of that some of that stage actoriness.
I want you to watch the episode
where
of
you
Curb.
kind of have to be overly
animated. You're overly animated.
You're overly animated.
I need you to watch the episode of Curb because it's the exact same issue that I had with him now in this show, that the one that you brought up this morning when we were texting, as I had then. I was like, why the fuck is he he stands out too much. His vibe does not match the vibe of the other characters on the show.
Exactly, which is why he's great when he's doing silly shit on Jimmy Fallon.
Right.
And making jokes and singing songs and doing dances and playing games. And then it's just the things on screen, I don't know, man. You're Lin-Manuel Miranda. I'm not buying you in this piratey aeronaut bad boy character.
Through the one episode of Aeronaut on His Dark Materials and the one episode of Curb, I am almost all of the way out on Lin-Manuel Miranda.
We cannot. We're never going to get this right again.
As Lin-Manuel Miranda as a screen actor. Billy Costa. This episode of OCC is also brought to you by Stance. Oh my God, Mike! I almost spilled my cup. It was so close. I almost had 4 episodes in a row. Do you remember when socks used to be one of the worst things you could get at Christmas? Like our whole childhood, man. You get a regular pair of white socks. It was hell. It was fruitcake and then socks. Socks, the worst. Then maybe a gift certificate to a restaurant you didn't like or something. But times have changed because over the last few years, Stance has completely changed the reputation of socks. If you follow me on Instagram, you see me put up a photo of me wearing Stance socks literally every day of my life almost. It's insane. I have 80 pairs of these damn socks. They're phenomenal. And actually, when they first started to blow up a few years ago is when I first started caught wind of Stance. I've been following them ever since, and we are super, super excited to have them on board as a sponsor. Pay no attention to the pretenders, by the way. The only brand you need to care about is the one that actually started it all, this whole sock rebirth, and that is Stance. If you're one of millions of people who have fallen in love with Stance, you already know why. The sock world is obsessed with them. Your feet haven't been the same since. Their designs are incredible. They're insanely comfortable. Their durability is unmatched. In every single way, they're next level from whatever sock you've experienced in your life. James Harden socks are the ones that sort of drew me in. They do these incredible collaborations with not just athletes, but also TV shows and movies and such, like Pulp Fiction's Toy Story, Kid Cudi, Star Wars, Rihanna, Marvel, Wu-Tang, Rick and Morty, Donovan Mitchell, Grateful Dead, Billie Eilish, Stranger Things, Step Brothers, Caddyshack. A lot of good movies in there, a lot of good athletes, a lot of good... They got all kinds of collaborations on Stance, and they're fucking awesome. I have a lot of them. I have too many pairs of Star Wars socks, though. Now, I would note, if you are a relative of mine listening, I have all of the Stance Star Wars socks. They have put out some new ones that actually... You know what? No, bring them. Keep bringing me the Star Wars socks. I'll take the new ones out with the old... But yeah, I have a ton of the Star Wars socks. Brand,
you need to use your influence here and get us some Mando Stance socks.
You need to get us some Mando Stance socks. Clam fam, you get a free pair of socks with your next order. All you have to do is go to stance.com/dragon and use the code DRAGON. That's stance.com/dragon. I cannot think of a better gift to give this holiday season than Stance socks. Take the guesswork out of holiday shopping. Stance makes gifting easy, and everyone will be happy. Stance.com/dragon for all your holiday needs and free pair of socks with purchase. If you're like, what the hell, man? I don't care. Then just listen. It's a free pair of what I'm telling you are the greatest socks in the world. The Butter Blend are phenomenally comfortable. Barrett
they
mentioned.
got The Office on here now. Did you say The Office?
No.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Get yourself some Dwight Schrute socks.
Add another one to the list. Beats, Bears, Battlestar Galactica.
And Stance socks.
We've discussed all those things today except Beats. And we won't discuss Beats because we don't have any time, Barrett. We have to go. That'll do it for today's episode of OCC. Huge thanks to our sponsors, again, for supporting the show. Make sure you support our sponsors to support us. And if you're asking yourself, my God, this was such a good episode, where can I get more of these two gentlemen talking about television and movies? There's only one place, patreon.com/Oysters, Clams, Cockles, where you can get more exclusive ad-free OCC. We do our one public episode here every week on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And then we have an episode that we do on patreon.com/Oysters, Clams, Cockles. Again, brought to you ad-free by you, the members of the Crustacean Nation and Mollusk Militia on Patreon. It's either $5 for the Crustacean Nation, $10 for the Mollusk Militia. You just make a pledge. You can pledge whatever you want, actually, but those are the minimum requirements for those two tiers. And you'll see what's provided in each tier. And we've got all kinds of exciting stuff coming in December. Movie Club, Knives Out. Barrett and I talked about everything else we're talking about at the top of the show. Go back and listen to that if you need a reminder. Patreon.com/Oysters, Clams, Cockles. Follow us on Instagram at Oysters, Clams, Cockles. On Twitter at Clams and Cockles. We're on Facebook.com/Oysters, Clams, Cockles. My name is Ross Bolen, and you can follow me at WRBOLEN, at WRBolen on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. You can also hear my voice on the Ross Bolen podcast twice a week, available wherever Oysters, Clams, and Cockles is available. It's a comedy, humor, mental health, addiction, substance abuse, animals, pirates, sports, music, and more podcast. Barrett, where can we follow you and hear more of your soothing voice?
Yeah, man, you can... What did I do the other week where I said, check me out? I did it in a weird voice. I can't even remember the voice.
Will you just do the bear? Will you do the bear voice again from the beginning for your sign-off?
Sure.
Follow me on Instagram.
This is upsetting.
My Instagram is a piece of my soul. When I Instagram, you watch. You will watch.
You're good at things. If the bear was plugging his gram, I feel like that's what he would have said.
At Barrett Dudley on the Soch. And yeah, you know what's cool? $1 billion, not $1 million. Man, I botched that line. Here's a thing.
What?
Here's a thing.
What did you just do?
Here's the thing.
Here's Dwight Schrute.
Yeah. Tomorrow on my other podcast, Club Cool, which you can find wherever you're listening to this one. We're gonna talk about Secret Santa and white elephant gifts. I guarantee you got one of those coming up here in the next couple weeks. So if you need some ideas, that's what we're gonna be talking about that tomorrow.
I forgot to tell y'all, we're gonna do the Bolen Media white elephant gift. It's just gonna be the three of us.
Oh.
Next week, bring your white elephant gift.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. You don't. We're not. How would that even work? You need a lot of people.
You need more than 3. Yeah.
Draw names out of a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Mike, thank you as always for your helpful commentary and our understanding of Watchmen. Also, as I mentioned, Mike helps produce here at Permanent Record Who Pods the Watchmen, hosted by Grant and help me out.
Grant and Clay, our buddy Clay.
Yeah. Never remember Clay's name. I'm sorry, Clay. Who Pods the Watchmen, also available where I think wherever you're listening to OCC. I have no fucking clue, Mike.
It's everywhere.
There you go. Wherever you're listening to OCC. I hope everybody's recovered from Thanksgiving weekend. I'm sure Monday was rough. Hopefully Tuesday was a little better, and Wednesday is great because you got your next helping of OCC. Yeah. Until next time.
But both my brothers were soldiers.
Billy Costa.
Lyra!
Adios, muchachos. White's head fell off.